What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, a huge thanks for coming back. So today we're going to be doing a few, I guess, kind of exciting things. The most exciting thing is that we're going to have a special guest drop by and show us his truck. I'm super excited about that. And we're going to be working on the crew cab OBS. It's going to be a pretty simple install. We're going to be installing this bypass valve on the heater core lines in hopes of being able to get a better AC. Now, if you remember, I think the last video that I posted, I did work on the AC system, but it wasn't working at its best, I guess. And ever since then, I've actually done a few upgrades, I guess you could say. Not really upgrades, but I actually changed some of the pigtails on this thing because they weren't really working, and it was making the AC compressor really not work the way that it should. So I did a new pigtail for the actual AC compressor, and we soldered everything in place. I did some of this braided wire loom that I really like. And we also did a new pigtail for the AC pressure switch. Again, we soldered it, and then we did the same braided loom. And like I said, basically the reason why I did that is because I noticed that if they were actually broken. Like these little clips that hold it in place nice and tight they were broken. And I did notice that if you wiggle them, the AC compressor would turn on and off. So I just went ahead and ordered them, installed them, and it runs, you know, like it should. Before, it would kind of like stutter. It would turn on and off, and not as frequently, not like it did before I changed everything. But like I said, if you bumped it, or I noticed that, well, when I went over bumps and stuff like that, I could hear it kick on and off. And now it just runs solid the whole time. So I'm pretty confident that all of that has been solved, so I'm pretty happy about that. But regardless, it still doesn't get very cold, the AC. It gets down to, I think, a little bit below 60. It's still not as cold as it should be. It's still comfortable, but I know that it could be colder. And I know that there's probably another root cause to that problem, but I'm too lazy to figure it out. And I basically just want to install this valve and see if that does anything. I've heard that you can get like 10 degrees colder AC with this, so hopefully we can. And basically what this does is you kind of splice into these two lines to go into your heater core, and that valve, when you kick on your max AC, it'll basically block the water from going into your heater core, and it'll just circulate it back into the engine, and that'll keep your AC system from sucking air through that really hot heater core. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like I said, I think from what I hear, it should drop the temperatures about 10 degrees, which that'll put it way closer to where I think this thing should be. So right now I've actually been running the truck for a little bit, and it's kind of hot, so we have to wait for it to cool down completely before we cut into those two lines. And while we do that, I'm going to show you a new purchase that I did for the business side of blowing diesel that I'm super excited about. Which I don't think I've talked to you guys about this, but we've kind of have two blowing diesels. We have blowing diesel, which is just the YouTube channel, and then and also my Instagram. And then we have blowing diesel designs, which is actually our business that for those of you that don't know, I sell bumper brackets for OBS trucks, door handle reinforcement plates, and the newest addition to all of this has been 05 Plus Axle Swap kits that I'm super excited about them. They've been turning out fantastic, and I purchased this big boy that is going to help us with the pitman arms that I include in the kits. They are basically rimmed out so that they'll accept the drag link from the 05 Plus axles, and it'll bolt in place of your old pitman arm. And then these pitman arms are actually the four-wheel drive version, so they're the ones that you really want. Anyways, I bought this big boy. It's a 20-inch 12-speed drill press. Harbor Freight has it advertised at 1.5 horsepower, but on the box it's listed as 2 horsepower. And regardless if it's 1.5 horsepower or 2 horsepower, this thing's a beast, and it reams through those things like it's nothing. I'm super happy with it. I also got this vise set up so that we can get them all nice and squared in there. And get those things, like I said, drilled out properly. I used to have a little dinky freaking, like, I don't know, super small drill press, and it was just, they couldn't do it. It kept getting stuck, and it was just a pain in the butt. So I went ahead and got that thing. And like I said, ever since then, I haven't had a single problem. It just reams through those things, and it just, you know, it's a better product at the end for you guys, and I'm super excited about it. And like I said, I don't think I really announced it here yet, but the kits are on the website, blowingdiesel.com. I'm very, very proud of them. I worked on them I've been working on the kit for over a year, I think, at this point. I've been testing them for a few months now. I have several kits out to two guys that have been testing them, installing them. They're all super happy with them. And like I said, our special guest, which we're gonna check out here in a little bit, he installed one of the first kits. Like I said, we'll go over this once he gets here. Now, this is the second time that I've had to record this intro, because unfortunately the first time that I recorded it, the audio got all messed up for whatever reason, and unfortunately it also got messed up on the part where my friend came over. So later on in the video, once he gets here, if you guys hear some voiceover action and stuff like that, I'm sorry. It's just that the video, for whatever reason, got messed up, the audio. So I re-recorded the stuff that I had done here at the house, but unfortunately the stuff where I show you his truck, I'm gonna maybe have to do some voiceover on some of that stuff, because it got really messed up with the wind, and it was making the mic go crazy. So bear with me. Now, talking about that, I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the video where I show you his truck. It's super cool, super excited. Hopefully you guys like it, and we'll check back in here after we're done with all that. All right guys, so check it out. We've got right here my buddy Ryan. So he was actually one of the first guys to get one of my kits and install it on his truck, and it turned out freaking awesome. Like, check this thing out. First of all, this thing's beautiful. Obviously POWERSTROKE, super cab, long bed, CF5. So this thing's a 5-speed, and it's beautiful. But he did an awesome job with all the brackets. Like, he actually painted them all, every single bracket, and they look freaking awesome. And then you're on what, 35s, right? Yep, 35s, 18s on the Super Duty wheels, which I think they look freaking awesome. I love that style of wheel on it. And this thing actually has a pretty cool trick to it, if you want to show us. So I bet you haven't seen one of these. At least I never have. Yes, he's got a sliding rear window on this thing. How cool is that? That was actually a junkyard find for him, and that's a hell of a find for sure. I would never find anything that cool. But yeah, definitely super cool truck. Check out first his Instagram, that's sexy73, and then he started a YouTube not that long ago. What is it?
Marysville Diesel.
I'll leave a link to both of them down below. Definitely go and check them out. Super cool. Are you gonna video any of this road trip?
Yeah, I've actually been videotaping the entire way back.
Yeah, there you go. So actually, in the comments down below, go ahead and leave a huge thanks to him. He just completed his your 4 years, right?
4 years.
As a Marine, and he is now heading back home and starting his life as a civilian.
Yeah, as hopefully a diesel mechanic before too long.
So that is freaking cool. So leave a thanks down below to him, and honestly, thank you, man, for stopping by, for showing off the truck, for helping me, you know, test out the kit and everything.
No problem. Hey, thanks for having me down here, because you know, I haven't gotten to spend time in Arizona or anything like that. It's cool to see your shop and your truck and everything like that in person. So definitely appreciate your business.
All right, well, there you go, guys. Again, super cool truck. That was a little surprise that I had. Honestly, I freaking love this truck. You should really follow him, like I said, on Instagram, on YouTube for sure. Go show him some love. He started his channel not that long ago, and he's putting out some freaking really cool videos. He did a lot of videos on the install of the kit on there. So definitely, if you have any more questions about the kit, go check out his channel, his Instagram. Super cool dude. Okay, guys, so hopefully the audio wasn't too bad and you guys are still here. Again, like I said, I'm really sorry about the audio getting all messed up. I think it was just the wind. It was really messing with the microphone. Okay guys, before I forget to add this to the video, we have a real quick giveaway going on for a set of my bumper brackets. Actually, a guy that watches the videos, that purchased them, sponsored the video because he bought the brackets a while ago, ended up selling his truck and wasn't sure what to do with the brackets. He wanted to do something cool with them. So I suggested that we do a giveaway with them and he was totally down for it. So let's give him a huge thanks down below. I'll also leave his links to his socials and give him a thanks. So basically the rules for this giveaway are the same as any other giveaway that we've done before. Just leave a comment down below, anything, doesn't matter. And we'll pick one of you at random and we'll ship them straight to you. So again, huge thanks to him down below. You can even just leave your thanks. And don't forget to also follow his socials. Again, link down below. But anyways, let's get back to the mod that we're doing today, which I think they're calling like the Max AC mod or something like that. Not quite 100% sure what they actually call it, but it should be pretty simple. And I think I have everything. The only stuff that I kind of struggled with was finding the correct T and vacuum line hoses, but I think I can make something work. So basically all you'll need is this bypass valve, which I'll leave linked down in the description below. You'll need some vacuum hose, some 5/8 hose clamp, and a T. And this is kind of the part that I struggled with the most, because I couldn't find one that was small enough on all three sides. So as you can see, we've got a bigger side right here, which is a 3/16, and then two 1/8 inch sides. So hopefully I can make it work. I think I can. But yeah. Okay guys, so now that we have everything, and now that we made sure that the truck is nice and cold, remember you have to make sure that the truck is cold when you do this mod, because you don't want the cooling system to be under pressure and really hot when you cut those lines, because you don't want it spraying all over your face and everything. So I already make sure, like I said, that everything was nice and cold. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these two lines, and you want to cut them in a spot that this thing will fit pretty nicely, kind of like that. I actually think it goes like this, kind of like that. For me, I think will work perfectly. It's in a spot that doesn't really interfere with anything, and then it's close enough to the actual vacuum line that we're gonna tee off, which is this one. This is your and I forgot what this little solenoid valve thing is, but this is connected to your Max AC in the cab. When you turn that on, I think it closes a door in here and basically recirculates the air inside of your cab. At least I believe that's the way it works. Don't quote me on that. But anyways, like I said, I think this is gonna be a pretty good spot for us. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my hoses right there. I got myself one of these little cutters. They work really good for these hoses. Pretty much any sharp knife or razor will cut that pretty good. Okay, there we go. This thing is installed, and I think it's the right way. So we're losing a lot of light, but like I said, this thing is basically installed in here. It looks pretty good. It's not in the way of anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get all the clamps tight, and then we'll figure out the vacuum hose, because that I now know for sure that I've got the wrong stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and. So this is, like I said, the valve fully installed in the truck. And like I've said, you have your two hoses coming from the engine. You cut them right in the middle, and you put this thing in there. And basically the way that I did it is with the valve on top, just like this. And again, I've tested it. It's working perfectly fine. I've got my vacuum hose coming through here, teed onto this other solenoid, and it's working perfectly well, perfectly fine. But like I said, let's go on a test drive and see how much of a difference it actually does. Also, like I've said, we got our head unit installed. Super bad lighting, but we've got the head unit in there. Nothing fancy. Like I said, it's just my old JVC head unit that was in the single cab, and it's got Bluetooth. The speakers work, and that's pretty much all I need just to, you know, listen to some music. Eventually we'll do a whole sound system in this thing too, but that'll be down the road, because right now I've got music. It doesn't have to sound fantastic. It just has to be music, and I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, let's go for a drive and see how much colder this thing actually gets. Right now, temperature wise, it's at least as hot as the other day, if not a little bit hotter. But let me see how hot it is right now outside. 93 degrees right now, so it might be 5 degrees hotter today than it was the other day, because the other day was about 88. It was about 88. So yeah, we'll see how much of a difference this thing does. Okay guys, so I kind of took the truck up to temperature, and then I'm driving at about the same speed. Like I said, temperatures are about the same, about 5 degrees hotter, but it definitely does feel cooler in here. It's not a night and day difference, but you know, every little bit counts, and it's definitely a little bit cooler in here. Feels a little bit better, so I'm super happy with it, to be honest with you guys. I think it was really worth it. I think in like actual parts, I think I spent, geez, I don't even know, like 25, 30 bucks, something like that. I don't know. So really, definitely well worth it. Very happy with it. I highly recommend it. But anyways, I'm gonna head back home. We'll pick up from there. And yeah, again, super happy with this mod. Highly recommend it. Okay guys, so it looks like that's gonna be it for this video. Again, had a great time with Ryan, getting to meet him and see his truck. Super cool dude, really cool build. I definitely love that truck. And again, it was pretty fun working on this thing, learning a little bit more. Like I said, the AC definitely still not ice cold. Like on that truck, the AC ice cold. I love it. That thing can get too cold sometimes, which I'm cool with. But there's a couple things that I was researching that I can still do to this thing. So I'm gonna keep researching, seeing if I do those couple of things, and then I'll show you guys if I do, and hopefully we'll get that into the really cold, kind of like that thing. But again, like I said, we're just learning. It was fun getting to install that thing, that little bypass valve. Again, I'll try and leave the links to it down below. That thing's pretty inexpensive, and like I said, it takes like a whole of like 5-10 minutes to install it, if that. But yeah, again, fun day, fun video. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions whatsoever. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.